Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Critical and welcome back to episode 7 of ComicCraft on the ComicCraft server. It's been a little bit since the last episode. I have been swamped with schoolwork lately, so I haven't had time to record as much, but hoping to get back into it this episode with some pretty major accomplishments. So, step number 1, as you can see here, I've done in the the flooring for the next cooling tower, and I've already got most of the pillars in place. I think I got 3 more to throw in over there. I want to get this whole thing in today over here. I want to try to get that whole one in so that we can start putting like our logos and stuff down the side of them and kind of really figure out how our base is going to go. In addition to that, I want to finish out mining this area down here. If we fly down, I've died falling down here twice, like flying down too fast and not pulling up in time. So I'm going to try to be more careful as I do that from now on. But I'd like to get the rest of this mined out. So as you can see, I've done a lot of work, kind of been logging on late at night and mining for like an hour. So I only have like 2, maybe 2.5 more hours left on this. It takes a surprisingly long time. The main issue is I keep filling up my inventory and having to go like empty it. I want to say this took, I also get distracted by watching TV, but that's not part of the point. I want to say this whole thing took me maybe an hour and a half to get done. So I imagine maybe 2 more hours left to get the rest of this done, which shouldn't be too bad. But another thing that we need to get done today is after our recording session with Brawnzy last episode, who is actually on the server right now, we were discussing some more plans of ours, and he suggested that I build an HQ for ECLAT Incorporated, like kind of a big headquarters base. And I've got some ideas for that. There's a piece of basalt on the ground here for some reason. I've got some ideas for that, but we're going to need to find a new location for it, because I don't want to build it here. I don't want to build it at either Brawnzy's bases, because I don't really want it to interfere with either of our current builds. And I want to build pretty far away from everyone else, too. So I think we're going to go to a whole new area. I have a couple of places I've scouted out on the map that might be good. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's jump over to the web browser that has like the live updating map, and let me show you guys kind of where I'm planning on doing this. Okay, so this is the live updating map of the server that we all kind of use to scout out locations and figure out where one another are and all that kind of stuff. So as you can see here, it updates with where players are. So we can see right now that Brawnzy is over near his iron farm. And actually, I'm going to switch this into 3D view for a moment so we can see. Oh, and it shows whenever someone chats as well. So Brawnzy is over here. He says, I think I'm going to make a basalt farm. I'll respond to that in a moment. Spawn is right over here where this little world is. You can't see my cursor, so it's a little hard for me to do this. But spawn is right there in the middle of the screen right now where the little world icon is. And then we are way over here at our cooling towers that you can see right here. Now with all that in mind, I'm thinking about going way down here to this mountain range right here, because I kind of want to build in the mountain. So I think we're going to head down there in just a second and take a look at that. And I also, if that one's not quite what we want, there's also this one here, which is pretty nice. But I got to make sure that no one else is already building there. So that is kind of the plan. So those are our ideas for this episode. I'm going to get started on those because a lot of it is just random stuff. I don't think we'll time-lapse the other cooling tower, but we may time-lapse the underground clear-out, so I'm not entirely sure yet. But let's make our way over to those mountains, and let's go ahead and scout those out and see if those are viable options. All right, we have a suspicious visitor who has told me to record whatever's about to happen here. Holy crap. Sorry about your burp. Aww. And like magic, he's gone. Ooh. Alright. We'll call it even. Thank you. Thank you, Brawnzy. This is amazing. We can use this for literally everything. I did. We're even. Yeah, that covers the bird incident. Quite well. That'll pay for the funeral for sure. Awesome. So we have a ton of iron now. I can actually make a storage room and a bunch of other stuff that I've been waiting to work on because I've been trying to use my iron or save up my iron ore for the top portion of the next cooling tower. Because if you missed the episode I built this in, you can see there's actually like an iron ore kind of ring around right there. There's a coal one right there to kind of transition between each group. So I've been trying to save my iron for that, but we have a ton of iron now, so it's not a problem anymore. Sweet. Okay, back to working, but I just want to show you guys that a little bit. Alright, so we're over here at the cooling towers again. This is quite a bit later. We're going to go off and check out the mountains in just a second. My mouse has decided to stop working. There we go. We're going to go off and check out the mountains in just a second, but I want to show you guys something that I decided to work on instead of the cooling tower today, because it's actually something I need to get the cooling tower done. And so I figured we'd go ahead and jump on this project and get this one out of the way, and then we can open the next episode with finishing that up. But if we head down here, I've been working on this for quite a while now, and you can check it out now. It's not quite finished. I still have to put in some of the walls back here and some lighting in the ceiling. But yeah, so this is the first room. So this is like an auto smelter room. I haven't actually put in like a full automated system. These are just individual like chambers. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. They're not all connected or anything like I'd like them to be, but we'll worry about that later. I was more trying to get just like some temporary setups going. But this is kind of how a lot of the base is going to look. So we're going to have each like section is going to have like a color palette. So you can see here we're doing like all the orange and everything for the furnace room. In the ceiling I've put in some smithing tables, because I think they look really good. The bottom texture is like this reddish color. And for the floor I've done blast furnaces because they have a nice tile look to them. And it's very industrial and all that. So this is kind of what I've gone for so far. I'm not sure how much we'll deviate from this and stuff. I think it'll kind of advance as we go through the base. I don't want every room to look the same or anything by any means. Like I don't want to do the same pattern in the walls or anything. I want to kind of change it as we go through. But yeah, so this is kind of what I've set up so far. And the reason I did this is because I need to cook up a lot of smooth stone. And I needed just like a giant furnace array. And I thought, you know what? Let's just go ahead and build a quick little room in here for this. The only issue is also, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that, because we can obviously change it pretty easily. It's not too big of a room. Just let me know what you guys think of kind of that style. I'm guessing that room will eventually get redone when I like further finalize the like style and the palette of the area. But for now, that's what we're going to stick with. Let me take out all these guys. But yeah, so the only issue that I ran into, which was unfortunate, is that over here, parts of it peek through the... oops, my mouse is cutting out again. This is so weird. Hello, there we go. Some of it's peeking through the wall here. We're going to have to come up with a fix for that. I have an idea for what I can do for that, but we'll get to that road later once we get all the other things in place so we know how many of them we're going to need to fix. But yeah, so that's what I decided to do today. So we actually have a smelting system in place. Again, I don't know how I feel about it. Let me know how you guys feel about it. I'm pretty happy with it, but I think eventually we probably will change it again just to be more along the lines of what we're doing in the rest of the base. But, oh, and there's mobs spawning in here. That's not good. But let's go check out the mountain bases and stuff and see where we want to build the HQ. Okay, so here we are at the first option. So this isn't the huge one down toward the bottom of the map that I was looking at. This is the one that is just across from Brawnzy's base on the other side of the ocean. So this is kind of my backup option that I want to look at second. But since it's on the way down to the new one, I figured we'd check it out first. It's not bad. It's pretty big. It's got a lot of flat open space next to the ocean over here. You can see there's kind of this like inlet here with this. There's a crafting table there. There's not a lot of like flat open space right up against the ocean, which is kind of what I was looking for. As a matter of fact, the actual amount of like buildable space right next to the ocean is pretty low, so we'd probably have to do a little bit of terraforming on the front. Nothing too major, just flattening out some mountains somewhere in order to build. But this isn't bad, and this is really close to spawn area. But my only concern is that since it's so close to spawn, if we end up wanting to expand and make like a whole base here with a bunch of stuff at it, it's going to get a little hard as we expand to keep it in this mountain biome. I do like this because we can fly through. This is nice. But it's definitely an option. So let's go check out the other one real quick and see if it's any better or if we want to choose this one. And here we are at option number 2. And I think this is the one, guys. I came over here and I flew around for a bit. This is awesome. So we've got this huge like open space over here, and this goes back super far. If we fly over this, there's like a good couple hundred blocks here of just pretty much flat terrain that we can build against. And there's like this nice mountain over here. And this looks like a nice normal mountain. It's not, you know, there's not a lot of just faces. It's like a gradual slope, which I like. So it'll be a nice backdrop to whatever we build. There's a village over here and a village on the other side of the mountain over here. So if we want any villagers, we definitely have access to both of those. I think the other one's right back over here somewhere. Yeah, it's like right here. So that's nice. And also, there's this awesome mountain that sticks straight out of the ocean over here. Hold on, let me get back over there. Right here. There's this huge peak that sticks straight up out of the ocean. I'm thinking we can change this into some sort of like statue or something and build, or I mean, we could also build our own a little closer to the in front of over there. But we have like the opportunity to build like a big statue sticking out of the water, kind of like in Lord of the Rings when they pass between the two giant statues on either side of the cavern. Something like that, I'm thinking. We have like a big statue out here since there's already some mountains sticking up over here. There's a jungle on this side and then just like a plains biome on that side. I don't think anybody's going to be building in the plains biome because there's so many close to spawn. I don't see why they'd come all the way out here. And the jungle, I don't think too many people are building in the jungles down here since there's a huge jungle right by spawn up there. So I don't think we're going to be encroaching on anything anyone might want to build. So I'm claiming this area as ours. I'm going to go ahead and show the coordinates. Around 503,000. So this is where I'm going to build the massive base. But we're going to get started on that in the next episode. I need to get the cooling tower finished up and finish up that little smeltery room that I've been working on. And then come up with some plans for what we want to do here. We also have this huge ocean, so if we need to build like any map art or anything, we might be able to do it here. I'm also considering doing the map art in the end. I need to see if maps work properly in Java Edition in the end. Because if they do, that'd be a much easier place to like take up land. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope that you have all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to get notified of more content as well. I have been doing a lot more live streams lately. So if you click the little bell, I think you should get notified of when I go live for live streams. So that is all for that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. What is that?